Hey everyone, this is one more video in the series of bearded dragon supplies. I've had a lot of questions lately just personally on Discord, privately, and Instagram, and on here, just comments that people were upgrading their bearded dragon enclosure and trying to get better lights. So this video is going to have some links down below for all these products, so just help you find them, because I never could find these in regular pet stores. Even the specialty stores don't have these, and that's okay. Sometimes you have to kind of improvise with what you're shopping for, but this is for if you have like a solar meter, or you're just going by the guidelines that you have been presented with what your dragon needs. This should hopefully help out. Now, if you saw my videos recently where I was giving both my dragons kind of a, I call it a spa day, but I was giving them a bath in a tray at my kitchen sink. And I had this lamp right here, and I'm going to have a link to that too. This isn't necessarily for, you know, reptile supplies. You wouldn't find this in a reptile supply anything. But I finally found one that was adjustable like this. And, well, it was adjustable. Okay. But the main thing I want to say is when you are shopping for lamps and like the light fixtures, which are so incredibly expensive, if you buy like Reptisun brand or Reptile company brands, they're going to be really, really expensive. I think I found one of these for inside a tank, and it was maybe $80, and this was a year ago. So here we are, end of May 2022. You don't want to overspend if you don't have to. So this lamp was about 30 bucks when I bought it, and I want to show you something kind of important. Right in here, you see that 60 watt right there? You want to make sure that your lamp has got the wattage for the bulb that you want to put in there. And this is the same for this kind of light, you know, just whatever you're going to do. Because if you look on your bulbs, let's see, we've got 24 watt here. Okay. This is a 24 watt as well. See on the side, 24 watt. And Vivarium Electronics, they've got it on the box. If you just flip it around. Okay, 24 watt. Okay, so it takes a 22-inch, 24 watt bulb. Now you can have a bulb that's less than what the fixture says, but you don't want to do one that has more, because you're going to burn out the fixture, or the bulb's not going to have enough power, and therefore not the right UVB. So, back to this one. I was planning on putting a 50 watt heat bulb in a lamp like that can sit on a desk, and I can adjust it, and that way I can put them in a bath somewhere, or even just like if you turn around here and look in this room, I can set it on top of this table in here, and they can, while I'm watching TV, they can look out the window, and I set the lamp there and they're warm while they're doing that. So that's kind of what you want, is something like that. But just make sure the wattage is greater than the bulb. Okay, so for these lamps, now what's super important about these lamps is that it has a reflector. Now, I did another video where I was testing different lamps, and one did not have a reflector, and it was interesting how little UVB comes out of those bulbs without a reflector. You might as well not even, I don't know. They're just not going to get anything from it. It's not going to kill your dragon right away, but they need that UVB for so many physical processes. Not just for MVD, but they need it to digest. They need it to see. So I wanted to show that I had a really large enclosure. So I got the 14% UVB. This is an Arcadia bulb. These are really, really good. And I'll tell you, I'm going to link below the video where I tested these compared to this over here was for a T8 bulb that eventually Murray started acting really weird. under the T8 tube lamp. Everybody said, well, tube lamps are better. Well, yes, sometimes, but T8 is definitely far inferior to the T5 bulbs. So I have backup bulbs, but in the larger enclosure, I got that 14%. And with my solar meter, I was able to tell from the bulb to the basking spot just how much he was getting, and it was perfect. For the smaller tanks, here's what's interesting. I got 12% for the smaller tanks. Oh, 1 second. Okay, had to do a little rescue operation, giving the dragons supervised interaction. And Murray is so much bigger than Rose, like she couldn't get off the hammock very well. So anyway, but this is a 40-gallon Exoterra tank. It's wonderful. Both of my dragons hated the big tank, and I was heartbroken. So I let the big tank go to someone else whose dragon was very bothered by a glass tank, so it worked out well. But in the shorter tank, what I have in here is Vivarium electronics. Let me see if that's gonna, yeah. And it's got that reflector coming down. And measuring that works out pretty well. So I've got that 22-inch in there, so it covers most of the tank except for the cool side, which is fine. And you have to measure from the bulb to where your dragon likes to bask as far as UVB goes. And I'm going to put a link below for the UVB detector as well. So I used the 12% in Murray's tank. Rose tends to bask on the floor of her tank, so I have a 14% in her tank. So it all depends on your tank and your dragon. But if you're curious about that, there are some wonderful herpetologists in the Facebook group called Reptile Lighting. It's all in caps, and they'll help you out. And one great thing about that group, I learned that one of these, the Sun Blaster with the nano, okay, this is interesting. I did a big video on this, and I have an extra one as well, and I will just transfer over the nanotech reflector, which is wonderful. But for some reason, I had a big mystery. I had this in Murray's tank with the reflector, and he was getting no UVB, and I couldn't figure out why, so I got on there. I checked the outlet, I checked everything, I switched out the bulbs, it didn't matter. The same bulb in another fixture was putting out UVB, but in that one it wasn't. And then I discovered that, see, this reflector looks like a mirror. Well, what I discovered was there was a batch of these, this brand, where that reflector was installed upside down, so it was not reflecting, it was absorbing. So my big goal of updating Murray's lighting and giving him good UVB, I had to just go back to the drawing board, said, okay, I need to get others. That's when I found Vivarium Electronics, and that was llreptiles.com. I'm going to have a link below for these. I'm going to have a link below for these. This one with the reflector, because it was only one batch of these that had the reflectors upside down. I couldn't even take it out and redo it because it had kind of gotten little splits all over it. So if it's curved one way, it kind of needs to stay that way. And I saved this old T8 fixture because I'm going to take that out and maybe use that for another one of these, because I got an extra one, but I didn't bother paying the extra money for the reflector. I'll just switch the reflector over from the one that works, because I got two of them. I didn't keep that old box, but you see, I have an extra fixture because sometimes the fixtures go out, and I have extra bulbs. These are fine. Arcadia is wonderful. Just, you know, always have backup bulbs for both dragons. So I'm going to have links below for all of these, and also for this lamp right here, so, and for the solar meter. Sure, you could change bulbs out every 6 months, but with the solar meter, I can tell that my bulbs are still going strong, and it's been a year and a half. So that would have been for both dragons, oh, maybe $65 for replacement bulbs, and then twice So the solar meter has paid for itself already in just a year and a half. Alright, that's all I've got for this video. If you've got questions or suggestions on my videos, please let me know. Somebody did say I need to have the volume a little bit louder, so hopefully the volume's a little bit louder. Maybe it's too loud for some, but if it's too loud, you can always turn it down. If it's too low, you can only turn it up so much. So this is for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. YouTube is not really promoting my videos, you know, so, you know, if you can share these with somebody who might need the information, that would be great. I really just want to help the dragons. I'm not out to be a YouTuber. I just want to help more dragons. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.